How's it going, trainers? Coming at you with another Togekiss deck today. This stage 2 feels so incredibly powerful when you're going first and it all comes together. You Togetic on your second turn for 40, you Togekiss for 60 the following turn, and then you start hitting for 120 or even 170 with the assistance of Cynthia from every other turn there on out. This build felt a lot more smooth than the initial one I theory crafted and showcased a week ago after this set released. Sigilif draws not only a ton of cards to make us assemble not one but two Togekiss in a lot of these games you're about to watch, but it also marks damage early on our opponent's Pokemon, so that way Cyrus can drag them back up in the mid to late game for Togekiss to ultimately finish off. I was really impressed with this deck's ability to also keep up in its type weakness matchup. Our primary attacker is weak to metal, and you're going to see us even overcome Melmetal during this set of games. If you enjoy what you see, smash that like button for the rest of the day. Have fun. 24-inch monitors just on the desk because I have their massive 72-inch wide one. But I have a smaller desk that the kids have. My kids actually have their two computers on the same wide desk, and I have monitor arms for those. There's a little bit less space there for them. We're going second. I'm gonna lead Sigilif here actually, so that way we can get some card draw going. But yeah, Flexus Spot's good stuff. They make my standing desk, they make my bike chair, and they make my regular office chair too. And then my codes generated like almost 25,000 USD worth of sales for them. So a lot of folks in the community have picked stuff up and have been pretty happy with it. Munza, thank you for the brand new Prime. I appreciate it. I believe Flexaspot ships into a few different places. My referral codes are just for US and Canada, though. But if you look on their general website, I think they ship in a few different places. You just won't be able to use my thing. So this is guaranteed to be a Togepi, which is lovely. This is a matchup where the Giant Cape is super important because Melmetal deals 120, which is 140 with weakness. Definitely need to keep drawing cards here, because against a metal deck, I probably need both my Togepi lines. Someone that's at their office equipment constantly, even if you don't check out my sponsor, I would very much recommend a standing desk. It's a game changer. You're gonna feel a lot better not being stationary all day. You see, not only do I pedal, but like you see me bounce around and move around a lot when I'm standing, just like keeps the blood flowing, keeps your energy up. If they don't evolve the Meltan this turn, we can pivot into Togetic and clear them for 40 here, which would be great. Not all heroes wear capes, but this one certainly does. Are there any metal decks going around? So there's a few people trying Dialga, but a lot of them are having pretty mixed results. The best performing Dialga builds are the ones playing Yanmega and Mew, but there's still people playing Melmetal, like this opponent here, obviously, as well. Okay, so what's the game plan? We go here, we go energy. And you guys want to like try and figure out what's the sequence of plays that allow me to win this game. I'm gonna put a cape on this. I'm gonna draw a card. They're gonna knock this out. I'm gonna evolve this. I'm gonna hit them for 30. And then I'll hit them for 100. And if they have potions, I can Cynthia through them. And then I'll be able to build this one up in the meantime, in between time as well, most likely. So I need to draw another Togetic in my next 2 draws here is the goal. So I can hit this on curve. Communication is not bad. So it means if I draw either my stage 1 or stage 2 next turn, I get to get the one I'm missing. This deck missed a second communication. So we're playing 1 communication and 1 slab because in my experience, decks that have less than 10 Pokemon get kind of clunky with communication. Even this hand here, right? You could look and see that I don't have a bunch of Pokemon to swap with the communication. If my opponent has a copy of Sabrina, I could be in a little bit of trouble here. This is 50% to find a Psychic Pokemon. There's 2 of those in my deck. That's perfect. And then next turn, I am guaranteed to find my Togekiss, because it's the last Pokemon in my deck. I don't need to use Cynthia here because we're going to deal 40 followed by 100, so we're clearing this as is. I also don't really have any other supporters I need at the moment. And I want to make sure I mark enough damage to get this cleaned out. Actually, you know what I should do? I should Sabrina them, because next turn the Cynthia clears this anyway, so this lets me mark damage on something else. It forces them to have like a copy of Leaf. Yeah, I actually like this a lot because we have Cynthia here. And if they have to Leaf to get the Melmetal back up, they can't Sabrina me and take a knockout point. So the tempo Sabrina doing something Cyrus couldn't here, which is one of the reasons why we're playing a split of those 2. Thanks for working on the Manaphy and Mega Lumia deck. It definitely feels better than the Dialga and Mega deck I was playing. Yeah, it felt better than that one to me too. 1 energy is a big difference maker. Oh gosh, and the Cyrus here is really good too. Okay, so now we can put a cape on this. So we're no longer dead to Sabrina. We'll communication, grab the other Togekiss out, so we're no longer dead to that Sabrina. We'll put an energy here. We'll Cynthia to clear this. This takes a bunch of their energy off the board. So their Dialga is going to come up from the back and take a knockout point here. But then that's only their second, because again, one of the strengths of this deck is the fact that everything we do is only a single knockout point. And then once Togekiss here gets revved up, Cyrus on this one's going to come a-knocking and clear him on out. This game really did such a stellar job of showcasing that split difference between Cyrus and Sabrina, right? Like, we needed Sabrina to be Sabrina, and we needed Cyrus to be Cyrus to get this game down to the wire. Now, if they have a copy of Sabrina, they could get us here potentially, because Sabrina would undo my Overdrive Smash. It's not checkmate, but it puts us in a worse spot than we otherwise would be in. Or the research? We got down to 1 card in our deck while they still have 4, and we didn't play both research. LOL. This game also kind of highlights why the Melmetal Dialga deck kind of struggles in a post-Cyrus world. Is we took a knockout point on their Melmetal, and now I get to take my second knockout point by dragging their Dialga back to the front of the class, kicking and screaming. Oh, that's the flared immersive. Good night. Thanks for the knockout point. What are your thoughts on Dusknoir's ability? I think Dusknoir's ability would be really powerful on a basic or a stage 1, but it seems like it's probably not powerful enough for the number of deck slots a stage 2 takes up. All right, Togepi with Togetic lined up while going first here. Don't care about that rat at all because evolving clear status conditions. think the game plan here is we don't play out a bench Pokemon until our third turn, because I want to simply dodge, I want to dodge getting tempoed by a Sabrina. There's no X speeds in my deck, so if I play out a bench Pokemon and they Sabrina me, which Pikachu often plays, I won't be able to evolve an attack next turn. And we're not in danger of getting knocked out, so we'll just go ahead and keep on trucking here, and then next turn we'll develop our bench. Once Togekiss and in fact, this is such a great game to have happen after talking about the balance with going first versus going second. Like, look at this game. Look how happy we are to have gone first this game. And our opponent's deck, the Pikachu deck, is a deck that traditionally likes going second, right? And I think this is a dynamic I want to see more of with more cards is, okay, these are cards that enjoy different decks and different cards will have different preferences for first versus second. I'm going to hold on to the Sigilif for now because we might communication it into our other, what's it called here? Now we're revved up and ready to go. Vroom, vroom. All right. And we top deck a Cynthia. One of those in 7 cards. Ooh, we got the Togekiss. I don't see how they win this game from here, yeah? One of the things people always ask when we're playing these types of decks is why only one Cynthia? When you're playing a stage 2, there's only so many slots in your deck. We're trying to play utility cards like Cape and others. Basically, it's a hedge that we think Cape's going to win us more games than Cynthia is, by keeping us alive when we need it. All right, not full Pakarisu cheese, but they have the lead. I think we're looking at a tempo Sabrina angle here, gamers. I think is the well, maybe next turn it's a tempo Sabrina. I really need to try and find Togepi this turn, yeah. I think I need to take that because of Togepi. And then with the Togepi out, well, I kind of want to play this to play around their tempo Sabrina, but at the same time, I might need it to communication. The decision points that communication has added to these decks is so huge. Just absolutely love it. Sigilif is a card that got is good with stage 2s, and stage 2s got better with communication. Yeah, it's a solid observation as well. Agree. Yep. Send one of your friends to the front of the class, please. I'm putting a cape on here, so that way if they X-speed and Sabrina, well, do I just play around the Sabrina now? Yeah, I'm gonna put this out to play around the Sabrina, actually. Because between my draw next turn and this, we should be able to have something for communication, even if we miss on an organic. That's fine. Why would we miss, chat? Just take the good card. Okay, the leaks command on the Twitch chat side is hilarious. I don't know which mod made that, but you're great. It's exclamation point Leeks, and it says unless you really like Farfetch'd, you're probably looking for exclamation point Leaks. That's some good. That's just some good writing right there. I'm not Cyrusing this turn. Yeah, it's a darn shame we didn't find our Cynthia. Do I ever wait a turn so that way I can hit them with... Do I ever wait a turn and just draw another card so that way I can use the Cynthia right away? I think so. I think so. And I can evolve this here. So that way it doesn't go down to like a Luxray. Oh, they don't have any discarded energy. I think this is the line. I think I want to get a knockout with this the turn we move into it. Because even with the Pachirisu up here, this clears unless they have potion. There were so many interesting choices this game. So many permutations the way this played out. Yeah, Giratina is just a 5th basic Pokemon that can tank for you while you try and assemble your Stage 2 sometimes. Yes, the 10 damage there from our Sigilif earlier really mattering as well. If they have a Sabrina, they could tempo us off the Overdrive Smash power-up, but if they're Sabrina-ing us, then they're not Vulcanering. With them doing nothing here, we're just done. You're getting smashed in the literal sense here. I have 2 points. Sorry, but I did the thing where I wasn't paying attention that I had the Cyrus. Just dumb. I'm dumb. You're ignoring the fact that they had Melmetal built up in the back sparking, so that line doesn't work. Plus 15 experience. My account is level 50, so I'm capped on experience, unfortunately. Noteworthy that Giratina's 120 HP breakpoint goes down in 1 to a Ninetales plus a Blaine. So probably want to put a cape on it. What is the win-loss ratio for this deck? So I very intentionally don't put wins and losses with the decks that I'm playing on my overlay, because I don't generate a statistically significant sample size with any deck that I'm playing. So if the record with the given deck that I'm playing happens to be really good, it's going to be misleading and make people think it's maybe better than it is. And if the record that I'm playing with my deck is really bad, that doesn't mean the deck's necessarily bad. There's a lot more details that could go into it, so it could lead to bad conclusions in the other directions as well. I know that that's a stat people care a lot about, but it's one that I very intentionally don't include because I think it causes people with bad statistical backgrounds to draw bad conclusions. For people who aren't familiar with me, just to give you a little insight into me, I'm going to cape here to make them have Blaine, I think, in case they have to draw the Nine Tails. I have a graduate degree and undergraduate degree in mathematics. I spent time teaching a range of subjects at both the high school and college level, including introductory statistics. The difference between a deck being, you know, 5-0 and 3-2, or even 2-3, something much worse, is often a lot of slim margins and one better choice or one worse choice in different spots, or one variant thing breaking your way or not breaking your way. When I'm not playing a tournament and I'm just playing these random games, my goal is not to focus on the results, it's to focus on the process and how the deck is playing out in the average games that I'm playing. I'm not interested in what the super high roll or super low roll games look like. I'm trying to get a feel for whether or not a deck could be something I want to take into a tournament. And the exact record doesn't help me conclude that. Dodge a Sabrina, we can dodge a ball? Coolio. This was a interesting game where we maneuvered around here. We had a very less than ideal start, and we were able to go ahead thanks to Giratina having a really good showing here, letting us maneuver in, out, and all around. Yeah, and then Cynthia lets us pick up the KO on the first hit here. It's really slick. Cool W. Like even this, right? Like this is a game that was interesting to me from an introspective because it showed me that like my opponent's draw wasn't the best, but they put something aggressive together, and my non-Togekiss tools were able to buy me time to get to Togekiss to win the game. That's a meaningful thing to take away from the play patterns of the deck. There's something here when everything doesn't come together right from the start. That's going to be tomorrow afternoon's highlight for sure. I've also really liked Ms. Maggie as aggro, generated some fun games. I think we lead Togepi against fire as opposed to Sigilif with the Togetic queued up. Moltres. Ooh, really cooking. Opponent's got some stuff going on. No reason to play out bench Pokemon here. I don't need to give them swirling disaster targets in the short term. It's fun watching you work. I went from not caring about Pokemon ever to loving playing this game and all the different ways you can play. Yeah, Adam, I would bet this game made a lot of new Pokemon fans. It's just genuinely a good strategy card game. Yeah, they do have fire energy. Oh, and water? Oh, are they like mostly colorless Drudagon? I mean, I bet that's what this is. They're probably mostly colorless Drudagon, I'd wager. With the fire water. One of my pet peeves is how little flare time we get during these. I completely agree. I think my #1 request for things I would like to see improved in this game is the cosmetic finishes. I think that the system that they have has such a solid base, but the details are really lacking currently. Zach Brannigan, thank you for the over 4 years. With my birth of my daughter, I forgot to send you Bezos money. This game and stream has kept me sane during the first couple of weeks. I hope Mom and your little one are both doing well. Congrats on the new addition to your family. There is a Ms. Magius Magnezone deck that's 4-0 in one of the community tournaments today. All right, let me check out that one out, I suppose. God, there's so many sweet things to explore in this game, gamers. I'm so excited. This game's so good. It's so good. Magnezone can carry it. It's got a strong back for sure. All right, speaking of, is our opponent heading to the zone here? If our opponent heads into the zone, we're gonna need Oh, you know, I should have put the Giratina out to switch into after they knock this out. Yeah, this was a mistake. Oh, do they not have it? Oh my goodness, they don't have it. That's so good for us. Holy. You're killing me, Mr. Krabs. I think I take the card draw here. Yeah, I'm gonna put the Giratina out. I think I take the card draw. There's our first Togekiss. Now, unfortunately, Cynthia plus Kiss is not gonna be enough to clear zone. You played any IRL card games the same way you played Snap and Pocket. So Magic the Gathering is the game I was making content for when I started doing content full time. Oh, I don't know. I don't know that we're gonna be able to win this one, gamers. Oh, I messed up. I could have put this in and pulled it back out. Done the truffle shuffle. We live the Rocky Helmet hit here. I don't live next turn is the problem. Yes, Overdrive Smash only applies to your current Togekiss, not all of them globally. And this, notably, removes the Overdrive Smash when they get switched. So yeah, when they Sabrina or Cyrus you lose that bonus. Which is unfortunate. We are gonna be, we're checkmate to the other Magnezone here, unfortunately. But if it's in their bottom three, they've played both research, so if the other Magnezone's in the bottom three, we've got a shot. Is this, I don't have my other Magnezone draw, and I don't have my other Magnezone draw. Sick. See, chat, they should have played enough cards to let them draw their whole deck instead of only drawing most of it. Then they'd have both their payoffs. Because her healing everything seems really good in a post-Cyrus world. Communication potentially makes Florges more consistent too. Like, I think Florges is potentially a reasonable card to take a peek back at. I saw you comment on the Twitch side with that too, Minnie. What is the glitch you've encountered with dual energy? Is it like an exploit you're actively doing, or is it just bugged in some way that you think? I've been playing Florges, Azelf, Cyrus. That sounds great, honestly. I think Azelf's a really underplayed card. We played a bit of Azelf with Ms. Magius, and it felt really clean. And that's an interesting thought, too. You could play Florges with Ms. Magius, because one likes going first or one likes going second. It's a good observation. That's a hat. It's gonna be another Tempo Sabrina angle. I think it's gonna be another Tempo Sabrina angle. How do we feel about trying to find my stage 1? I'm into it. I'm into it. $80 damage doesn't go as far with capes and 140, 50 HP mon. I mean, if you look at the mons that are common meta threats, a lot of them are 140. So dealing 80 twice to something with a cape at 140 is still 2 turns. I think that seems fine. I guess there's a world where we build this up too, huh? Because the rest of our things are just so low energy. I think I'm just hitting them with Sigilif again. That's close though. Oh, it's so much life. Man, if I would have put this energy on here, I would have been able to put Giratina in this turn and crack him for 70, which would let Togekiss plus Cynthia clear the following turn. So I'm actually in a bad spot here because of this misplaced energy here that one turn. Got me. My statement stands. Oh, hey, look, they gave me the stage 1 I was missing. That's nice. God bless us, everyone. It's so comical. I can't believe people are finding room to put freaking red card in their deck in 2025. It was already very clearly, obviously embarrassing last year. It's just truly insane to me that people are still finding space for it. No reason to use a Cynthia here. This is 180 in 2 shots. Oh, they're just doing this because it resets Overdrive Smash is what they're doing here. I was like, this is weird, but the swapping my card out means this doesn't have its bonus, which means Cynthia gets to go to work here. But this not taking a hit is real good for us, yeah? I think I still put the energy here, so I have a 70 damage shot loaded just in case. Almost researched out of reflex there, which would have been real bad. We need to clean this out this turn. How would you feel about a draft mode? I'm not big on draft in card games, and I would be surprised if Pocket added it because paper Pokemon doesn't do draft. I'm slowly deleting 30 years worth of Magic programming from my brain, okay? In Magic, you always draw your cards before you make the rest of your decisions, and it's still ingrained. I'm working on it, okay? It's a me problem. Mini, thank you for the Prime. Appreciate that. For those of us who are ignorant, what does draft mean? So draft mode is a mode where you open booster packs and you play with cards out of the booster packs. So you build decks out of the cards you open in the packs. All right, so we put a hat on here so we don't die to the helmet. And we crack him down to 20. No priority system is also part of what makes Pocket Field chess adjacent. Completely agree with that, Hightower. That was a solid game for us. I do feel better about the cost of daycare under the new leadership in the United States because J.D. Vance said that they have a plan to help people who are struggling with childcare costs. I could just ask grandparents and cousins and neighbors to watch my kids for me instead. No, it wasn't a concept of a plan. It was a very pointed, there's no help coming, screw you. That's just one of those, like, left versus right types of things we should all be able to agree on. Like, children are our future, and people feeling like they can have kids if they want to should be something we should support as a society. Because we should want society to advance and people to have kids. Hot, blisteringly hot take. All right, I'm sorry. I'm gonna ask that we put that can of worms away. If you're someone that supports and you want to talk about politics 24/7, there's a very active politics channel in the supporter Discord server. I'm gonna not get bogged down in the. No, it's on me. I did it. I opened the can of worms. I apologize, but like, you know, it's not politics for me. It's my lived experience. But I'll lay off. Ooh, we're gonna run him down. We're gonna run him down. Are you feeling it, Chad? I'm feeling it. The fairy wind is blowing our way. Not all heroes wear capes, but this Togekiss certainly does. So this deck list went 5-1 in one of the community tournaments that someone submitted, and it's genuinely felt really clean. The Sigilif and the mix of other cards that we're playing, I am picking up what we're putting down here. And speaking of things that we're putting down, this plant dino right in the trash can. Put it down. It is hot, hot, hot. Togekiss hits for like EX power level amounts of damage with